Welcome back to the channel. This is Gillis TV here on Clemhawks, and today, folks, we got a couple signings. So we'll start with the first one here by the Kansas City Royals. But before we get started, make sure you hit that subscribe button as we are working our way up to 5,000 subscribers. We do everything and everything here about MLB, and if you're in the NHL stuff, head over to Gillis TV, starting that up there, anything NHL on that channel. Now, like I said, MLB, we had the big name signings, we have had minor signings. Well, KC, it's your turn to sign someone, and the Royals announced Tuesday that they have agreed to a one-year deal with infielder Adalberto Mondesi, thus avoiding arbitration. Lynn Worthy of the Kansas City Star reports that Mondesi will be paid $3.045 million in 2023. Once viewed as one of the game's top prospects and a potential foundation piece for Kansas City, Mondesi has instead become a perennially tantalizing talent who can't stay healthy enough to capitalize on his prestigious tool set. The now 27-year-old Mondesi turns heads back into 2018 when in just 75 games and 291 plate appearances, he turned in a .276 average while slashing 14 home runs and stealing 32 bags. He connected on 9 homers and swiped 43 bags in just 102 games the following season. Unfortunately for Mondesi and for the Royals, that 102 game showing in 2019 mark was a career high. Those 2018-2019 seasons are the only times that Mondesi appeared in even 60 games in a year. Through his credit, he did play in 59 of Kansas City's 60 games in 2020. With a diminished .256 batting line and then career high 30% strikeout rate, Mondesi has appeared in just 50 games over the past 2 seasons due to a pair of oblique strains and a hamstring strain, and most notably a torn ACL he suffered after just 15 games in 2022. Mondesi also suffered a pair of subluxations in his left shoulder during the 29 season and ultimately required surgery to address the issue. In addition, he spent time on the injured list due to impingement in his other shoulder and to the back and groin strains. It's a veritable laundry list of injuries for Mondesi, who made the MLB debut as a 20-year-old back in 2016, but has only played in 358 major league games in his career. At his best, Mondesi poses elite speed, above average power, and the ability to play a strong defensive shortstop. But his body hasn't allowed him to showcase that skill set nearly as much as he and the Royals and MLB fans in general would prefer to see. That said, at a $3.045 million salary for next season, the risk for the Royals is minimal. Despite the lack of games played, Mondesi has spent so much time on the Major League injury list that many will be surprised to read he's in his final season of club control. With 5 years of service time under his belt, he's on pace to reach free agency at 28 years old next winter. Obviously, he'll have plenty of motivation to remain healthy, though, even if Mondesi defines the odds and enjoys a full, healthy season, any and all interest teams will be wary of his injury history on the open market. Mondesi role with the 2023 Royals figures to be somewhat up in the air, given the defensive excellence of Nicky Lopez and the emergence of top prospect Bobby Witt Jr. All three players can play the shortstop position, but KC moved Mondesi to third base late in 2021 with the eye towards Witt potentially taking over shortstop. However, Witt wound up playing primarily third base in his rookie campaign last season, and all three players could handle any of the three positions still left of first base. So it's up to the new head of baseball ops, JJ Piccolo, and new manager Matt Quintero to determine their preferred alignment between now and opening day. Of course, all that pointing the cart well before the horse. First and foremost, the Royals will have to focus on getting Mondesi healthy and keeping him healthy enough to play a meaningful number of games for them next season. Michael Massey, Nate Eaton, Samad Taylor, and Michael Garcia are all infield alternatives for the 40-man roster should the Royals need to account for any injury Mondesi or any infielder will get. It's also possible the Royals will add to their infield depth this offseason via either trade or free agency. So Mondesi, watching this guy when he's played, he is a stolen base machine. He can steal bases. He's a switch hitter, which a lot of teams like, but it's the worry of the injury prone stuff that he goes through. So that's kind of worrisome for a lot of teams too if they are expressing trade interest in him. But what do you guys think of this signing? As I'm going to head off to the other two signings, as this is video number 5 for me today. But let me know in the comments what you guys think of this signing. I'll catch you on the next one.